It is a Tuesday night. You are scrolling through your phone, feeling like the only person your age who hasn't figured it out yet. In the US alone, 60% of 20-somethings are right there with you, back in their hometowns and living in their childhood bedrooms. The anxieties are specific and heavy. Dead-end jobs, the sting of being ghosted, and a paralyzing fear that every choice you make might be the wrong one. This feeling of being overwhelmed is actually a biological norm. Data from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest-running study on human happiness in history, confirms that your 20s are one of the most anxious decades of the human experience. This anxiety is the result of two structural psychological shifts that occur the moment you leave the education system. Until these external forces are named, you will likely continue to mistake a systemic transition for a personal failure. For the first 20 years, the school system provided a synchronized timeline. You and your peers moved at the same pace, meeting the same milestones every June. Then, graduation hits. The structure defining your reality disappears. This is the Great Scattering. Your peer group disperses across different cities and vastly different life stages. Some get engaged, some get promoted, and others start over entirely. This sudden absence of a life syllabus triggers a deep sense of isolation. Without a shared track to follow, it becomes difficult to find direction or maintain the social connections that were once automatic. The brain attempts to measure progress against a structured track that no longer exists, creating the persistent and false sensation of falling behind. Previous generations moved into adulthood through a limited set of linear career paths. Stability was the primary objective, with few available life templates.
Today, digital connectivity presents you with 10,000 curated examples of how to live. You are bombarded with endless job listings, dating profiles, and lifestyle options every time you open an app. Behavioral scientists at Columbia and Stanford have studied how this level of variety affects our ability to make decisions. In a classic study, researchers offered shoppers samples of jam. When offered 6 choices, 30% bought jam. But with 24 choices, only 3% made a purchase. This is the paradox of choice. Facing an excess of options, the brain struggles to identify the best path and shuts down. Paralyzed indecision is the logical result of a brain operating under the weight of infinite possibility. There is a heavy social pressure to squeeze every major life achievement, career, wealth, and partnership into this single decade. Moving forward requires treating choices as data points rather than permanent failures. When you feel stuck, it helps to ask, what if it all works out? So, to break the cycle of indecision, you must introduce a strict artificial constraint. This is the 1-month project. Instead of trying to fix your entire life, identify the one area causing the most dread, whether it is your job, your health, or your social life, and focus on it exclusively for 30 days. If you are too overwhelmed to choose, default to your physical health. Dedicate 30 minutes each day to physical movement or improved sleep. The body acts as the engine for all other changes. Building physical energy provides the foundation needed to handle the stress of moving cities, starting new jobs, or navigating the scattering of your social circle. Step off the collective timeline and focus on your own. Pick one project, commit to 30 days, and remember that you have the rest of your life to figure out the rest.